Hello? Alright, here we go. Hello, everyone. Welcome. This is going to be my Tracer coaching VOD review of... This is Evo. He's on Tracer. This is Rialto. This is Plat 2. We're on defense. And today we're going to be analyzing the game through two key lenses. Macro gameplay and micro gameplay. So what does that mean? Well, macro is like the big picture. This is how you play the game within the context of the game. So we're talking about your positioning, how you set up for a fight, how you navigate the map, your engagement timing, and how you play around your team and also the enemy team. As for micro, a micro is basically how you control your character, how you play your character. This is your mechanics, your aim, your movement, your blink management, and how you use every part of their kit. So, yeah, my goal here is to, like, if you're struggling to win, games, if you're struggling to know when to go in and how to win duels, how to win team fights, once you're there, yeah, we're going to try and figure all that out here. And Evo is going to be our subject for now. And yeah, let's get started.
Ready for battle.
So, round just started. Everybody's rolling out. Let's see what happens.
What's the most crazy thing
So,
you've seen
first
as a
thing
doctor?
first, we have Moira Mercy, Junker Queen, and this person hasn't chosen yet. Mercy, Lucio, Genji, Cassidy, Hunt, Winston. Well, not a bad comp from the enemy team. Your team, it could be better, but we'll see how it goes.
Well, there was
One pilot who was lost in time. Oh, right. That was an adventure. Sorry about that.
Okay, so we're getting set up. You see the enemy team. They're all right there. Monkey's up there. Where should you be? Well, you definitely don't want to be main. Not on Tracer. Not in front of your tank. So let's see where you go. Off to the side. Very good. Very good. On Tracer, you want to hold an off angle, because before the fight engages, you want to run down where the enemy team is going to play. And you want to be at an off angle to where they are playing.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming.
Oh, did you see that? Their monkey's in right away. They just jumped right in. It's a great opportunity to punish. You can see the monkey. He jumped in. He took a lot of damage. He had to use his bubble. And he used his jump. So he is basically stuck there. Once his bubble breaks, he'll be taking a ton of damage. What you can do is you can go, if you were positioned higher on the high ground, you could have shot him. You could have shot down at him. Or you could have been underneath here and shot him. Or shot the bubble. The bubble breaks even faster. He has to retreat even more. Big mistake from their monkey. Monkey doesn't have bubble right now. That should be the first thing you should notice. Monkey jumps in. He has no cooldowns to get out. He will be taking a ton of damage because he has no bubble. He has no jump pack. What you should be doing right now is zipping across to the other side and laying into him. You could get a full clip into him. That's a lot of damage. And there's nothing he can really do about it. He's kind of just stuck there. So, you're kind of still over here. You're not really shooting at anything. But you can see the enemy team is in front of you. You can see the monkey. They don't even know you're here. They don't even know there's a Tracer on the enemy team, right? But you're not using that to your advantage, right? You're not shooting anyone. You're not in range of anyone. What you could be doing, well, you should be punishing this monkey. But you could also be going to the left, to the right side, and shooting down at the enemy team. Their monkey is, because he's so out of position and so punishable, their supports are going to be looking to keep him up. This is a great opportunity to shoot their supports because all their focus is going to be on their monkey. Nice, you go for him. A little late, but you still went for him. That's good job. And he jumps out. He didn't jump out. You see, because you punished him, you had to use a jump hack indoors. He didn't go anywhere. He's literally in the same room as you. You could shoot him right now. You could get 3. Well, if you did it sooner, you could have got 3 clips into this guy, and his HP would have been down at least 50%. That is critical for a tank. That is basically one shot. Well, we'll see what happens. And he's running away. His supports are going to be in panic mode trying to save this guy. If he was punished harder. Let's see what happens. Okay, so he retreats. You can see the Mercy flying up. You saw the Genji jump up here. Because he was taking so much damage, the Genji kind of recognized he needed to go in with his monkey. Because that's how you play Overwatch, right? You go in with your tank. But because the monkey made so many mistakes, their Genji ended up dying because of it. And you can force these mistakes by punishing just the monkey. The monkey was out of position, and it caused his other teammate to die. And you can exploit that even further. This is the kind of mistakes you make when you punish people who are out of position. Their Lucio's low. He's also trying to help his monkey. He's 1 HP. Unfortunate. You could have gotten that kill. The Mercy got to him first, but that's okay. We drop down. Okay. Ooh. Let's explore what happened at that instance. Go back 10 seconds. So, like I said, monkey's going in. Got it. Unfortunate. You could have gotten some more shots into that guy as he was jumping away. Okay, so here's the thing. You use recall here. But what do you do next? You drop down. Now, you have no blinks. You have no recall. There's a Cassidy right here. You should need to recognize that. You basically, if this Cassidy turns around, you're dead. There's nothing you can do about it. He's inside a bubble. You can't even shoot him. Right? So what should you do? Well, you should get out of there. But before that, right? Right here. Right here. You saw the Lucio was low, and the Lucio got away. Unfortunate. Right? Mercy got to him. This is where you made a mistake. You shouldn't have given up this high ground. You should have stayed here. This is a great off angle. Now, because the Mercy is so focused on their Lucio, you could have been high ground. You could have shot this Cassidy from high ground. And I don't know if you noticed, their Mercy flew up there. She used her movement ability to get up to the high ground. She stuck there for another couple seconds. If you had stayed high ground and not chased the Lucio, you would have been shooting the Mercy at this very moment. Now you're in a situation where both of their healers are preoccupied and their Winston is dead. And your Junker Queen is right there. This gives amazing amounts of space for your team to push up and secure all of these kills. and all you had to do was stay high ground and pressure the Mercy, pressure their Monkey, pressure their supports. Now, why is that? Why can you do that? That's because it is an off angle, right? It is an off angle. Your front line is over here, and it is an off angle because you are to the side. The enemy team has to physically turn themselves to look at you, which means they will either be looking away from your front line and taking a ton of damage from your soldier who's pocketed right there from your Junker Queen, or they can ignore you and you get to do free damage to them, all because you were positioned correctly on an off angle on high ground. Okay, so you got out. You kind of recognize I have no resources, right? And Delucio peels you. Delucio boops you away. So what should you do? Well, let's see what happens. Grab the health pack. That's good. Now, this is kind of a sucky situation for you. You need to recognize this Lucio has the advantage here. You have no recall. You have no blinks, right? This Lucio, without your tools, you're basically nothing. It is very easy to punish Tracer when she has no cooldown because she only has 175 HP. So what should you be doing? Well, there are two options. One, you could go back to your team. There's a door right to your left, right? And your Mercy's looking at you, and you get healed up. Problem is, the enemy team got a kill because of that. You see, your Mercy is looking at you, and your Moira got killed by the Cassidy because your Mercy couldn't heal your Moira. She was focused on you. Now, all of this could have been avoided if you just stayed high ground, right? And you punished, and you maintained that angle. So now you're seeing how things fall apart, how things kind of escalate, how it feels like the enemy team is kind of snowballing, right? Because all of this happened just because of a mistake you made. You made like 10 seconds ago or 20 seconds ago, right? Your Moira died for that mistake. But it happened so far apart that you don't recognize that that's what happened, right?
Thank you.
Now, I keep harping on the fact that you jumped off high ground, you gave up a good position, and it basically, the dominoes fell, and now all this happened. But what could you have done differently in this situation? After you made the mistake of dropping down with no resources, what could you have done here differently instead of what happened? Well, I don't know if you noticed, but nobody really looked at you. The Cassie didn't look at you, the Mercy didn't look at you. The only person who really knows you're there is the Lucio. You could have went back. High ground. Whenever you're caught out in this situation, blinks come back very fast. You could just hide behind this corner, right? Doorway, free doorway. Go left, go into the doorway, blink up the stairs, and all of a sudden, Lucio has a really harder time getting to you up here. Your Mercy is up here. You would have gotten healed by your Mercy if you went back upstairs. Mercy on this map loves to play high ground, low ground. So she'll go high ground to escape enemies, then she'll fly back to low ground, then she'll go back to high ground, and you saw it. Their Mercy's doing the same thing. So go back again. Go back to the angle. Deepen the angle. Don't give up the angle. If you're caught out, just go deeper. That's the thing. You went back, you backed up physically, and you got punished way more than you would ever gotten punished if you went upstairs. Because the Lucios, trust me, going upstairs is a lot harder for this Lucio than just wall riding all along this wall and getting 3 shots into you and the boot. Right? Yep. And your Mori dies because of it. Okay. And their monkey's back. And they're up 1. So what should you be doing right now? I think you get the picture at this point. I've yapped about it enough. But get that high ground. Get back to the off angle. Your bread and butter, where you get value, is from off angles. From short range off angles. Because, I don't know if you notice, how hard they had to commit. Their Lucio is way out of position, right? That is how hard it is to kill a Tracer. They either hard commit or they ignore you. But either or is a problem. If they hard commit, then somebody else on their team could die. Their attention is split. Or they ignore you and you get free damage on top of them. So what should you be doing? Go back to high ground. You see, you can go up the stairs here on the left side and onto the top and shoot down at the enemy team. They're going to be backing up. Your queen is over here. Their monkey's all the way in spawn. You could go high ground, shoot down onto them as they back up. This is not what you want to be doing. You are getting 0 value here. What are you shooting at? You're shooting at the Lucio? You basically just wasted your bullets on nothing. You're completely outside of Tracer's effective range. Again, shooting nothing. But why is that? Why are you in this position? Well, because you didn't think to maintain the angle, right? That thought process is not going through your mind. You should have been using your blinks or just walk to an off angle. Nice. You kind of realize that this is where you should be, right? Problem is, it's too late. Their whole team is regrouped. You're down 1. Your Mercy just rezzed, but because she rezzed, your soldier died. And why did he die? Their whole team just looked at your soldier. You know what could have prevented that? If you had taken an off angle, I really sound like a broken clock at this point. But when you take an off angle, because they're in a tough position of either hard committing to try and kill you or ignoring you, that creates hesitancy in the enemy team from moving forward. So they would have not been able to collapse in on your soldier and kill him. If you had maintained the angle from the very beginning, your Moira would be alive. And your Mercy wouldn't be rezzing her, which directly led to your soldier dying. You see how things are kind of like playing out. Again, you got pushed out by the Lucio, right? You took some damage, and what do? You immediately run back to your team. Why are you on Tracer? This is not Tracer gameplay. If you want to run back to your team every time you take damage, play another hero. Play Reaper, who can go in, do some damage, and rate form out back to his team where he'll get healed up. Now what should you have done, right? The Lucio boops you, the Lucio's marking you, the Lucio knows you're there, nobody else knows you're there. Lucio's not going to kill you. Unless he gets 3 direct hits and a boop, very close range, he's not going to kill you. You have all your blinks. You have recall. You're good. What should you do? Use these resources to take an off angle. Not, well, you got cleared from this angle, right? Is this the only angle? No. The solution is to go deeper. On Tracer, you never want to be this person, this Tracer, who runs back to their team. You are useless here. Remember, back here, look at you. You ran back to your team. You're not doing anything. This is zero value. Never go in back to this position. Got cleared, went back to your team. You are now in zero value territory, basically. Right? You got cleared again. Right? You're looking at three people are looking at you. You're lucky your Junker Queen is in front of you right now because you basically die. You basically fall over instantly. And you almost do die. You almost do die, right? Because you almost died, all of your healer's attentions is focused on you, and your Junker Queen is taking massive amounts of damage because of it. Monkey's going in. Okay, so the fight's evolving. The enemy team is pushed up to this point. Where should you be? Well, look to your left side. Guess what? That's perfect. If they're looking here, in this direction, towards your queen, towards the choke, if you take high ground up on this left side, you would be shooting down at them. You could even blink across back to the original high ground and shoot down at them. Split their attention. Look at what they're doing. They're looking at your Mercy, right? Your Mercy's caught out because of this. You could be shooting them in the back. And guess what? That splits their attention. That lessens the chance of your Mercy dying. Because instead of having two people looking at her, she could just have one, right? It's almost guaranteed that at this point. But you could lessen those odds. See, that was pretty good. You shot the Cassidy in the back, and he backed off, and your Mercy lived because of it. Unfortunately, they're all there. Every single one of them. You basically just got collapsed on. Now, this wouldn't have happened if you, like I said, maintained an off angle. They wouldn't have been able to push this far in. Or they would be more hesitant to push this far in. Because they would be extremely punishable if you were up here, over here, up here. Remember, at the beginning of this fight, you were 5. You were 5 people. You were just as strong as they were. But because they had positioning advantage, you lost this fight. And a lot of that comes down to you not being in position. Not your team, but you. You're the one getting no value here. This team is playing basically 4v5.
It's time. Outnumbered. Careful. Over.
Okay, do you see how you kind of just stood there, right? Like I said, off angle is king. You should have gone to the right side. You could have blinked across here to the right side, gone upstairs, and shot them from behind. Or shot them from an angle. Instead of just standing around. Now they're collapsing on your soldier. Your soldier's doing that, right? Guess what? Your soldier's doing basically what you should be doing. Now that's making space for you, right? And you could get a kill here. Because they're so focused on the soldier, you can get a kill here. Now, if you swap position, right? Soldier could be here, and you could be the one they are chasing, right? They're hard committing on to, right? And now your soldier can get a kill, probably on this Cassidy, probably from a much further, safer range with a mercy pocket. The chances of them getting a kill on this Cassidy, extremely likely. On the Lucio, extremely likely. If you two had been in swap position. And look at that. Because they were so focused on their soldier, you got a kill on their Cassidy. That is the power of off angling. Unlucky. You should have got out. I think it's very lucky that your soldier got a kill onto their mercy. Because he had their whole team chasing them. Right? He's very lucky. Imagine that didn't happen. They would have capped this point. If your soldier had died and he didn't have visor, you would have lost this fight. Okay, great. You held the point. What do you do? Well, you know what I'm going to say, right? Get an off angle, baby. But let's see what happens. Okay. We still have remnants. Their team are still here. Okay. This is a micro adjustment you can make. A micro adjustment you can make. You see this Genji? This Genji is missing some HP, right? And he's not looking at you. He's missing HP. He's like, I gotta get out of here. I'm gonna die. You didn't need to blink here. You could have shot him from the position you were at. Right? And you could have killed him even faster. You could have caused their supports to panic even more. Their Mercy may have just used her valve just to save their Genji. And that's from the pressure you make. You don't need to blink. Any amount of damage from an off angle is good. Their Mercy did panic ult. But because their team is so well positioned, this is a good ult from their Mercy. They're collapsing in. They're collapsing in on your Mercy. Unlucky. I know this has happened to me before. There's a very short kill floor here. Unlucky. Okay, the replay viewer is looking up. Again, you're just kind of standing around. Now I get it. Unlucky plays happen. There's nothing you can do about this. Holy crap! What was that? That was insane, dude. Ooh. Your soldier is really good. Your soldier and your queen, they're very good. What are we doing? Dude, what is this, man? Why? Why are you inside your team? Right? Why are you here? Like I said, man, this is soldier gameplay. Their soldier is in the right spot. You are not. Try and get an off angle. But, you know, it's not like I'm talking to you live or anything. So, let's continue to fly. Ooh. You see, this is what you don't want to do. You don't want to be the tracer that commits all of their blanks and then turn the corner and see 3 people looking at you. This is basically insta-death. If there's more than one person looking at you, the chances of you dying exponentially goes up. If 3 people are looking at you, you basically fall over.
Try that again.
Good recall. You recognize you were going to die and you recall. That's very good. I can see it. You don't know what to do. Right? You don't know where you're going. You're looking at a wall, man. There is nobody over here. Not even close. This entire time, you could have been going up the stairs on the left side to the left side high ground. Right? You could have been going up here, across. Wow, look at that. Off angle. And then you go deeper. Wow, look at that. Off angle. What's this? An Anna by herself? That's easy money, man. That's easy damage. That is free damage. That's free 99. You shoot this Anna, guess what? Either she ignores you, she commits some resources to you, which you can dodge pretty easy. You're on Tracer. Dodge a sleep, dodge the nade, recall the nade, and one of two things is going to happen. Their team is going to peel for you. Guess what? They're peeling. They can't commit onto your team. Let's see what your team is doing. Your team is very out of position right now, right? They are hiding. They think at any moment they're about to get jumped. They're about to get dove. That's why they're holding this far back. If you were up here and you shot their Anna and they committed some resources to try and kill you, that stunts their progress. That causes hesitancy in their forward momentum, and your team could get into better position. Your team doesn't want to come up this close, right? But this is where they should be. This is an amazing position for them to hold a choke. Instead, they're over here, right? They have no space. They have no space because you're over here. They're not even an enemy on your screen, man. What is this? This isn't Tracer gameplay. This is Widow gameplay. This is Ashe gameplay. You were nowhere close to being of any value. I don't mean for that to come off mean or anything, but it's yeah, you're not really doing anything.
30 seconds.
Nice. You got the jump on the Anna.
I am fully focused.
And you got deleted. Like I said, man, if you were up here and the Anna walked by, let's watch from this POV.
30 seconds.
Right? You see how close you are? From up here, you are literally just as close. You're just as close. Nobody can really get to you. Maybe the Diva can. But if the Diva goes for you, or the Genji, then they won't be going on your team. They won't be following up on that nade. Okay. And you know what else? this Cassidy wouldn't be here to shoot you in the back. But let's see what happens. Let's see if, despite making this mistake, let's see what you could have done. Okay.
I am fully focused.
Right. Alright, we're gonna show you a little micro adjustment you could make to better have an engagement here. Alright, so the cast, you see this? You see what you're doing? You're shooting him, right? That's pretty good. This is what is called free trade, right? This Anna's not paying attention. All of this damage you were doing to her is free damage. This is damage that takes away the HP advantage that other characters have over you, right? So they're shooting you, I mean you're shooting them, they ain't shooting you back. You can get lots of bullets into them, right? Right? You're 175. What is their Anna? Their Anna is 172, right? You're now even. You have all of your resources. You have cooldowns. You have blinks. You have recall. And she just used her nade and her sleep.
I am fully focused.
But you still couldn't get more damage onto her. Why?
30 seconds.
Because you missed. Why did you miss?
Yes. Yes.
Right? Because you miss. But why did you miss? You didn't miss because of your aim. You miss because you aimed in that direction to blink. The problem is, when you aimed in that direction to blink, to dodge the sleep dart, you kept your finger on the trigger. You kept your finger on the trigger. And that costed you resources. That costed you ammo. Ammo you could have used right now. But instead you had to reload, right?
I am fully focused.
So that's one thing you can work on. If you see somebody you have the opportunity to get free trade on, to get free damage on, where you can shoot them, you can erase their HP advantage, and they can't really do anything about it, right? Is trigger discipline. So you shoot, you get as much as you can, and as soon as you recognize that you need to dodge, you stop shooting. Do not, if you're doing anything that's shooting really messes you up. Not having trigger discipline really hurts you, because you needed that ammo. Imagine if you weren't reloading here. As soon as he moved, and as soon as you realize that damage is incoming, stop shooting. Focus solely on trying to avoid the damage.
Yes. I am fully focused.
Look at this. If you had ammo right here, you would have been shooting her in the back. She might have even died if you were accurate enough. Because Tracer has the ability to one clip in this capacity and with this much HP. And she's jumping. This is such easy damage. And I want to notice, you had recall there, but I don't blame you for not using it. Why? Because you basically just died instantly, right? Like I said, if you have more than one person looking at you, Tracer just dies. Her 8, this is how you punish her, is because you need to commit so much, but she instantly dies if you get her. Your soldier got a kill while you guys were down one against their Genji? Probably because he was pocketed, but still. Ooh, this is really good, right? Watch this, watch this, right? They are collapsing in on your Moira. Your Mercy is helping your soldier right now, right? They're gonna kill your Moira. But they don't. They didn't kill him. Why? Because you were on an off angle. As they walked in, you shot them. And you developed value. If this Lucio was focusing your Moira with the D.Va, she would have died. But because you were an off angle, you didn't even have to get a kill. Just solely because you were an off angle and you shot them a little, your Moira survived. Their Cassidy committed resources to shooting you. Your Moira's right there. This Cassidy could be shooting your Moira. It's insane that when the power of off angling. Okay, Moira's kind of feeding, but and you run back to your team. Well, you see how this D.Va just committed and then ran back to her team? That is what you were doing. Except your the D.Va has like 600 HP and you have 175. So she can do that. You, not so much. Oh, you're overcommitting. You just use all of your blinks. Their whole team is looking at you. You are about to die. Nice. You got out. This is very good. Good off-angling. Your soldier kind of recognizes. Your soldier has been an off-angle demon on his own right. So he's here too. What you could do is stop this idea of being with your team. You are on Tracer. You don't need your team. Forget your team. You don't need them. What you do instead is you go deeper. Right? Let's see what happens. They're committing all of this resources onto their Cassidy, trying to high noon. What could you have done here? Your soldier's ulting here. You could have gone deeper. You could have gone behind this Ana onto the bridge. Now this Ana's attention is split. She's in a very, very tough decision. She can look at you or she can look at the soldier. And this extra load, this extra pressure could have led to a kill there. You're hiding behind your soldier. You're Tracer, man. You don't need to do this. This isn't Tracer gameplay. This is Reaper gameplay. This is Cassidy gameplay. You don't need to be right next to your other teammates. You don't need them. Just forget them. Do your own thing. That is the beauty of Tracer, is that she can basically do whatever she wants. She's very independent. Ooh, very good. Holy crap. You are really good with these sticks. This is a good off angle. Well, I would be. It is an off angle, but it is a long range off angle. You see how they're all low? You kind of need to get closer to really finish them off. How do you do that? You go high ground. You get closer. Going straight across. If you were an Ashe or a Sojourn, this would be money. This would be winner chicken dinner all day. Sojourn, Ashe, Cassidy, maybe even Widow if you're good at her. That would be perfect, but not Tracer. You need to get closer. But it illustrates my point. Off angle is good. But for Tracer specifically, you need a short range off angle. Well, that's kind of unlucky because the recall sent you back to this positioning. But go deeper, man. You could have went deeper. Send your retreat to your team, and now they're all collapsing in on it. And you die. You could have stayed right here and maintained this angle, go upstairs to the right, or even go back into the boutique store, or I believe that's a boutique store. Watch this. This is a very hard decision, right? This diva could protect their Ana, or they could try and peel you. She's choosing to peel you right now. This leaves her Ana vulnerable to your queen. If you had gone deeper and not stayed so close to this diva, right? If you had solidified yourself at the off angle, this diva would be making a very, very harder decision. Yeah, right here. Go deeper. Go more back. You didn't need recall there, right? Nobody was going to kill you there. Except maybe the Lucio who was coming back, but it's a Lucio. So, and you had cooldowns. That kind of sucks. You died there. And now if your soldier didn't get a kill on this Genji, they would have been up one and you would have lost this fight.
Back again.
And things are kind of devolving, right? Your soldier died. Kind of unlucky. You know why he died? Remember the Ana? That Ana could have been dead. Your queen could have killed her. And your soldier wouldn't have died here. Now, you're down one. You're still 4v5. They're going to get back before you. Or, if your queen didn't clutch it up with ult. So, I guess it's okay. You won this fight. Your team has no ults. Their team has 2. Oh, wait, what? I can't believe my eyes. We're going for an off angle. Unfortunate. Your soldier is destroying this dude. Holy crap. Free damage. Look at how much damage she takes. And you dodged an 8? That's insane. See? Awesome. Just from you being in an off angle, she died because of it. Because it wasn't just... she was getting shot by somewhere else. She was getting shot by your soldier. Let's see if that is true. Yep, the soldier is shooting her. But you see, he got slept. But you're still there. Because you were there in this position, she dies because of that. She would have lived otherwise. Because she hit the sleep on the soldier. He was getting pushed out by their Cassidy. She would have 100% lived if you had not been here. This is the power of off angle, right? This is why this part was so amazing to me. Right? Right here, the decision, you knew they were going to come across the bridge and you chose to flank around.
My duty is being done.
This is why I was like, this is amazing.
Nerf this!
We need to stop that payload, Steve.
There, Lucio's pressuring your soldier. He's running to the right. He's being collapsed on. Now they're looking at you, right? Your soldier is going to get away because of that. Because you're splitting their attention. Kind of unlucky. But he dies for it. I want to go back to this one, right? Right here. Could you have gone deeper? Maybe if you went to the right here, you wouldn't have died to this Cassidy, right? You want to use your blanks to avoid damage. Not really to navigate the map, but to avoid damage. You've been really good about that, just to be clear. I haven't seen you've been using your blink very much to navigate the map, which is very good. But you did have it up. You could have dodged it, but you know what? Unlucky. Next time you see somebody looking at you, especially a Cassidy, just know you're going to be dead really very, very, very soon. You need to expect the damage or expect the hinder, expect these cooldowns, just like you expected the Ana to sleep you. I noticed Cassie kind of came out of nowhere, so it was a little bit more of a surprise. But maybe next time, because you tried to shoot him, you got damage onto him. Always be aware, when you're looking at this many people and they're kind of like looking back at you, your first priority should be getting the heck out of there. This is not a free trade scenario, right? You should be prioritizing your own life, deepening the angle. Well, you can't go here to the left, to the right side for the health pack, but you can back up onto the stairs. I know the Genji was also coming back, so it was very, very tough for you to get out of that. But you had recoil up. So if you had blinked to the left, the Genji is not going to delete you like the Cassidy can. Any damage you take from him, go recall. If you have the perk that lets you get blinks back upon recall, that would be awesome. Awesome in this situation right now. Hey, are you going on an off angle on the right side? Very, very good. Focusing the diva because she's low. You are really, really good at these sticks, man. Holy crap. That is actually kind of impressive. But I will say this, right? You see how you didn't shoot here, right? You didn't bother shooting. You just committed to getting the stick. You need to be like that when it comes to dodging damage. You need to not focus on shooting whenever you see a bunch of incoming damage, because it slows your reaction. A lot of Tracer players, when they do this, they will be tempted to shoot the Ana first. And what that does, the Ana knows there's a Tracer behind him. She sees the trail, she feels the damage, and what does she do? She changes her movement, and all of a sudden, you miss the pulse bomb. But because you were so committed that you were able to focus entirely on just executing on the stick, which you can do. Tracer is a character that lets you do that, lets you just full commit onto one action, because it's very hard to punish her otherwise.
Here goes nothing.
Very good. I don't know why you went back to your team. Like I said, deepen the angle here. If you had stayed here, I don't really know why you went back to your team. Is it because you stuck him, and then the next thought process is after stick you need to recall? Just you don't need to recall. You should be in the mentality that they have to force your recall. Do not recall unless they force it. Unless there's incoming damage, imminent incoming damage, be like, I am not recalling until you make me recall, right? You didn't need to recall here. But because you recall, you kind of felt like you couldn't go back in. Yes, they beat it, but guess what? You could have still used this time. Even if you're not doing any damage, you can do nothing to them because they're beaten. You could have went up to this, onto this right side stairs, onto here, and maintained that position. I'll go here, go upstairs, go up around to the stairs over here. You could have maintained this off angle, even behind the boxes. That splits their attention. All of their focus right now, this Ana, this Diva, the Cassidy coming back, they can now shoot back down onto your team. They're not shooting at you. You could deepen this angle. I don't know why you really went back to your team. It was because you used recall. You felt afraid of going in, but it's kind of a mistake. You should, even after you used recall, they weren't shooting at you. So, and they. Yeah, you're a baby. Still alive? You see how it felt like that Cassidy came out of literally nowhere? Well, he didn't come from nowhere. Let's see. This is the down fight, right? Nobody's contesting. Nothing's going on. They're going to cap this point, basically, right? What does their Cassidy do with this downtime? He gets a kill. He gets a cleanup kill. You know what he doesn't do? He doesn't stand right here and try and shoot these people, right? Because he wasn't going to kill them. Maybe he could have. He's on Cassidy. He could have two-tapped the Moira, but that's very hard. What does he do? He takes the offense. And he catches you out because of it. This is what you could be doing. This is what you could have been doing. Instead, you chose to stay main. You are even less effective at this distance than he is, right? I said the Cassidy had the potential to get a kill here. But instead, he chose, because it was harder to get a kill here, he chose to go an off angle. You have 0 kill potential in this position. What you should have done instead is go over to the right side, down the stairs, onto the off angle. This also isn't a bad angle. You could have dropped down behind him. But then when you commit this hard, you need to do that with an escape plan in mind, right? Either you go deeper, which I would suggest, or you go back up the left side and just blink away back to your team. It kind of sucks that the Cassie was right here. If he wasn't here, you could have gone to this left side and out the door as well.
Up again.
There, Cassidy again, right? There, Cassidy again on the off angle. And what happens? You had to blink back. You couldn't pass this choke because he was there. Because you were scared he was going to shoot you. That could be you. This is the power of off angling. Is that it prevented you from walking forward. You could have done the same thing to their team. Oh, the fight is kind of devolving. Blink back to your team. I actually don't blame you for this one. It's Rialto last point. What else can you really do? They committed a lot of resources to getting you out there. I would say go back to this left side. I don't think anybody really chased you out. So this is free real estate on this left side. If you had been at this left side, I don't know if you saw it. Well, you can't see it, but Cassidy's right there. This is a very common spot. Cassidy, he likes the off angle, right? If you had been there and you deepen the angle, he wouldn't have been able to occupy this position. Not as easily as he is right now. This Genji, because you were here, died because of that. This Anna, he backed out because you were here. Well, they kind of see you. And kind of died. Kind of unlucky, a little bit of a misplay. The Anna had some balls, right? They were bloodthirsty. They were gonna get that kill, you know? I don't know if she saw your health bar. Probably, because she committed so hard. But unlucky. We'll see what happens next. Again, back with your team. I know this is kind of scary, but your only option, I think in your head, you think the only way for you to survive this is to go back to your team. And you've done it so many times already. Deepening the angle is never, ever. You haven't done that basically once. And now you're back in zero value territory, you know? If you had gone up this stairs, this Cassidy wouldn't be able to poke you guys out from this angle. Their Anna kind of fed, and now you're getting shot in the back. Okay. Not a bad first round. But I'm not seeing a lot of time left on this. 5 minutes? Do you cap in 5 minutes? We'll see.
Knowledge is its own reward.
Quick on our feet, hard to defeat. Hiya! G'day!
Push your limits. Nothing breaks that I cannot melt.
Wow, this is really long. I will skip ahead. Man, what is this?
1.
Why did you start
Attackers incoming.
on this left side
Escort
and then blink across? What the hell? Why didn't you just start on the right side then? Now this hog sees you. This hog saw you do that. Whoever's up here saw you do that. They know there's a tracer here. And what do they know what happens when you blink across this sight line? They know you're going to try and flank on this right side. There's only one place you can come from, right?
Let's go get a payload.
Okay. Dude. Bro. You're so scared. Deep in the angle, man. What are you scared of? If you were a widow here, great. You're not. You're not. You're not a widow, you're not an Ash, you're not a Hanzo. What are you doing here? Deep in the angle. Go on this right side. Why did you not commit there? I'm so curious. You are a tracer, right? You do play this character because you like flanking, you like being independent, right? Is that why you're on tracer? Why are you on tracer? You could be playing soldier right now, right? You could be just pumping soldier, bastion, I don't know, Junkrat. You just be pumping damage straight down main. What is this? Nice, their hog kind of fed, and 2 teammates died to the Reddit Lucio. Unlucky. This is good, right? Maybe not anymore. They all just saw you, right? They all just kind of saw you. But imagine if your team hadn't just all gotten booped off the map, right? This would be pretty good, damn good angle for you. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Again! You're going back to your team. You saw their entire enemy team and you go back to your own team. Okay, let me explain this. Let me explain it this way. You're on tracer. No healer in the game can save your ass. If you're gonna die, that is your own responsibility. They can't save you. They need to have either godlike reflexes or literally be able to predict the future to preemptively save you from anything. They can't even heal you enough because your HP is so little. You are basically one shot. There's not enough of a buffer for them to even heal you up to protect you from incoming damage. So I don't know why you keep blinking back to your teammates when they really can't help you. All right, you need to be more independent. There we go. You're on tracer, man. Be independent. So you weren't gonna win this fight. There's like 3 people, an Ash and a Hanzo. Both of them could basically one-shot you. Both of them, I think, literally can one-shot you. What are you doing? And you blink into them, right? You blink into them. You weren't gonna get these kills, by the way, right? You weren't gonna get these kills. Any head-on confrontation is basically a no-go for Tracer. The most success you will have is getting those free trades where you can erase the HP advantage that the other characters have over you in those free, this going right up into their face does nothing. It's basically useless. What you could have done instead, right? Realize Tracer can't really do anything head on. Or basically when they're looking at you, they have the HP advantage, right? If they're looking at you and you're looking at them and you're both shooting, guess what? You die first. You die first. That's just the nature of Tracer versus anybody else. What you could have done is blinked further left. Further left, go up around, either up the stairs, onto the high ground, or even go all the way back around to the mega, and then go up to the high ground, you know? Instead, you go back to your team. You always go back to your team. Stop going back to your team. Something's interesting happening here. Interesting happens here. You recognize that this is what you need to be doing, and then you stop and to look at their hog. I don't know why, but either way, this was a right decision to come onto this flank, right? Their Lucio kind of recognizes that we can't let this Tracer be here at this position because this is where she gets value, and he's challenging you, right? What you do in this situation is not look at the hog. That's one thing, because he's out of your effective range. But you know who isn't out of your effective range? This Lucio. He's challenging you. You are really good at just. You see how low he is? You have enough bullets to kill him. You have recall, but you made that mistake again. What was the mistake? Actually, you played it fairly well. You played it fairly well. I was gonna say you shot. You didn't have proper trigger discipline, but you actually did in this instance. And the Lucio almost died because of it. Guess what? Guess what? Now their Mercy is focusing on their Lucio. This creates pressure for your team, right? If you had done this sooner, if you had recognized where your toast is butter, and you committed harder to this angle, and didn't blink back, it would have created. One, the Lucio may have died. Two, it would have created so much pressure that it creates space for your own team to get a kill onto their front line, because their Mercy is currently looking at their Lucio, trying to keep him alive, and not at any of their DPS or their tank. And one more thing, right? Because you took damage and because you went back to your team, your healers kind of naturally look at you, right? Your Anna died. Well, she basically got one shot. But your Mercy, if she was healing, there's a she would have probably still died, but there is an increased chance that she survived if your Mercy could have pocketed her. What is that? Oh, you didn't have recall, huh? And it stunned you. Gotcha. I don't really blame you on this. I don't know where your queen is. Where is your queen? Probably waiting for the regroup. Unlucky. Unlucky. You got killed by the ricochet. Your soldier fell off the map. I wonder if he was boot. What happened to your soldier? I think he was, in fact.
I don't understand.
That is actually
your
unlucky.
generation.
He got boofed, and because he fired his rocket, it said it was a self-kill. Like I said, right? Your soldier, if you had been there challenging their Lucio, right? Remember the looter, their Lucio almost died. Your soldier would have probably lived if you had committed it harder. Let's say you went in even deeper across behind them. Their Lucio would have been on you and not your soldier. Dude, I don't know why. I don't know if you've ever seen Spylo's coaching, but this is what he calls cheating. When you just commit all your resources just to get close to them and not setting up to have a proper engage, this is cheating. And this is exactly why you died. I want you to notice what you did here too, right? You blinked. You had one more blink, right? He wasn't really looking at you, right? And then you realize he's going to turn and shoot you. What you should have done, you had one blink. You had one blink. And the reason he was just so easily able to turn and one-shot you is because, let's look at it from his POV. This is a micro adjustment you can make. Right there. You saw that? Let's go 2.5. You see the trail? Tracer blinks, she leaves a trail, and she goes a set distance. This is very, very easy for people to swing their camera because they know exactly how far away Tracer is gonna blink. They know literally the exact distance, right? And the trail just points them in the exact direction they need to swing their camera. You see that? He just followed the trail directly to you. Now, what you could have done instead right here. You see this? You got some free damage into him. He noticed you. He's turning around to shoot you. What you could have done, blink straight through him. That trail, if you think about it as a cross section, all he sees is your character and a stream of light. What he's looking at is just gonna be like a stream of he won't see the trail actually if you blink through him. If you blink forward through him. And then 180 shot him, 180 melee, it would have been another set of free damage. Another free trade. But because you blink perpendicular parallel to him, he was able to follow your trail and shoot you because your cross section is so much more visible. What just happened? Alright, you just got owned by the Hanzo. Unlucky. Man, your team is so scared to try and walk forward. Why? Because they're getting shot by an Ashe and a Hanzo and a Hog. Them peeking this comp is so detrimental. But you know this comp is very, very vulnerable to... Guess what I'm going to say? 2 off angles. If you split their attention, now all of a sudden, their value plummets because they don't know where to look. All of their value comes from poking the enemy team out before they can get in position. But you're a Tracer. You can get in position fairly easy. This is why she's such a good character. Am my eyes deceiving me? Are you taking an off angle? You are. Nice. You could be shooting this hog right here, and this hog would be forced to look at you, and your team, because they don't have to look at a hog, they don't have to worry about a hog, or rather, they wouldn't get hooked if this hog was looking at you instead of your team. It creates space for them to walk across. But I see the Lucio here. He's about to boop him. Let's see what happens. That was really, really close. You were a freak with these pulse bombs, man. I don't know how you're so good at it. Is this like the only thing you work on? I'm sorry, I shouldn't. That's kind of mean, but the pulse bomb is just so far ahead of everything else I'm seeing. You're going even deeper? Oh my god. Oh my god. We're doing it. We're doing it, chat. And you're hiding. Okay. Well, this is good. You see this Mercy? She's committing to try and kill you, right? You could pressure her right now. Any amount of damage on her would cause the rest of her team to freak out. And look at that. They're trying to commit to kill you. But guess what? You're on Tracer. You have recall. You have blinks. It is really, really hard for them to actually kill you. And this creates space for your team to walk forward. Like I said, if you have more than one people shooting at you and they're looking at you, they have the HP advantage. You have no opportunity to get free trade on them. So you would likely, very, very likely, lose this fight. Especially if it's more than one person. And you kind of know that. I think you instinctively know that. You blink away, and you blink right into the hog. So, the hog knows you're up there, right? He knows something's happening. Everybody on the enemy team freaked out the moment you shot their Mercy. But what do? You made that same mistake again, right? You saw everybody looking at you, but instead of deepening the angle or blinking back, you could have blinked. You could have solidified the angle, right? You could have blinked to the left onto the stairs and used this pillar to hide from the enemy team, right? While they're all focused on you, your own team would have been able to walk forward. I believe you had an Anna at the beginning, but if you still had an Anna, that hog would have been antied right now. Again, because of this thought process of that you're in trouble, you need to get back to your team, you died. You blinked right into the hog because that's the only option that you feel like you have available to you. Remember, you can live on off angles. Tracer can absolutely live on. She doesn't need her team. You can blink to health packs. You can recoil if you get in trouble. And even if they super hard, and after you use all those cooldowns and they're still on you, that is still a good thing because that is creating space for your team. Heck yeah. Fight this Lucio. You want this angle. And if there's somebody else here, you fight them for it. It is okay to take this 1v1. Like I said, forget your team. Forget what they're doing. You want this, you take this. And you go back to your team. Well, I don't really blame you because the recall put you in this position. But you're just standing there again, right? You should be focusing on that angle, right? You just completely gave up on it. Like I said, if you were over here, this Lucio wouldn't be able to edge guard your team right now. He wouldn't be raw riding on top of the top wall to boop anybody that walks across the bridge if you had committed harder. If you had been like, this is my angle, I'm going to try my best to live here. This is good, this is good, this is good. Nice. You see, because their attention was split, he died instantly because you were back there. He was hesitant to try and jump backwards and dodge the incoming damage from the soldier because you were over there. Nice. That's really good. Your mechanics are really good when you're in position. Look at what you can do when you're in position. It's pretty good. This is good. You're in an off angle. It's pretty good. Not the best because there's a big river across the way, but, you know, this is just a reality of this map. They're committing onto you. This is free push for your team. What do you do here? Well, I know from watching this video, I know what you're in. You're gonna run back to your team, right? But you could have gone even deeper. Solidify yourself in this angle if you can, or if you can't do that, go even deeper. Go to a next angle. Go up these stairs. Go backwards if you have to. Anywhere but back to your team. Nice. You went even further in. That's pretty good. You have recall. You have recall. You have recall. You have. Ah, dude. Like I said, more than one people on you, you're gonna die instantly, man. You should be focused. If you know you're not gonna get a kill, don't even bother shooting. Just focus on your movement. Focus on getting that recall off.
30 seconds remain.
Right here, after you're reloading, you were so focused on getting some bullets onto this Lucio. You could have spent this time recalling, literally right here. Instead, because they were both shooting at you, you basically just instant died.
30 seconds remaining.
But you knew, right? You knew there was two people chasing you. See? Always recognize that if you're facing someone, you don't have the HP advantage, especially if it's more than one person. And they're both looking at you, you're not going to win that fight.
Remaining.
30 seconds remaining. I don't think much else happens. Yep. Reddit Lucio moment. You're kind of do we touch point here? Do we touch point here? Man, with your team again. You don't need your team, man. You're not a character who needs their team right next to them. You're not Cassidy. You know, you're not Soldier. You're not another Brawl hero. What else is there? Reaper. Winnable. Actually winnable. Actually winnable. Okay, maybe not anymore. Committed to the... This is good. You see, he's not looking at you. Neither of them are looking at you. You could have hold this angle, and in case they do turn around, please don't go back to your team. Please go the other way. Dude, you're so good. You're actually so good at these pulse bombs. It's insane. That's unlucky. Nobody was touching point. But you see what happens when you're on the off angle? You see how much value you got in that instance? You need to be doing more of that. So, in the end, I'm going to end it here. I hope you have some takeaways from this. I'm not really trying to be mean, even though I come off a little frustrated here. But, you know, I hope you take this video and you learn from it and you can improve. And if you do improve, please drop another code so we can go through your replay again and see what else you can work on, see how you've improved. And that's about it. Thank you. Take care.